Alright guys, I'm John, this is my channel. We just finished with Resident Evil 4 Remake, the DLC Separate Ways. Um, so this game was really good. Before I say that, I have never played Resident Evil 4. I played some of the earlier ones, 1 and I don't even know. Maybe 2, maybe. I don't even remember. Those were like on like PlayStation 3, I think. I mean, I don't remember. But I saw this was going to come out, Resident Evil 4 remake, just the remake. And I thought to myself, well, that's pretty fucking cool. Evidently, Resident Evil 4 was the best Resident Evil made, according to, what I was reading on Reddit and stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's do that. Let's do that for the channel. That was right when I was getting into recording my shit and putting it up on the internet. So I thought, that might be a good thing to play. It was phenomenal. The Resident Evil 4 remake was great. Before I did that, though, I played Biohazard and I played Village. Those were really good. Biohazard was kind of scary. I mean, jump scary. But Village was just, I think, a really good game. So that gave me the feeling that this remake might actually really be a good thing for me to play. And it was. It was phenomenal. And then after, and it's on my channel if you guys want to watch it. After they came out with this, I mean, this is actually Separate Ways. I think it's probably a DLC for the original game too. I'm sure it's not nearly as good as this one, but I don't know. This is really good. It was really good. This, the DLC for this, I like how it focused more on the story that was happening rather than bosses and things like that, because it's a Resident Evil game. The bosses really aren't that hard. It's not like we're playing Bloodborne or Dark Souls, right? We're not going to have intricate bosses that have, many moves and things we have to figure out and, you know, prepare for and die at a boss 50 times before you win. This is not that game. So it was nice to see that they even took away further from that from the first game, in my opinion. Um, I love playing as Ada. I think that it was a really good way of looking at the game. Plus the fact that you got to see what Leon was doing through the whole thing. So wherever Ada was, it was like, okay, well, when it did cutscenes, it was like, okay, Leon is doing this. I need to ring the bell. Luis is doing this. Blah blah blah. Right. So that was what was one of the things that was really good about this episode was that they did that. I mean, they did recycle enemies, right? We had to do the regenerators again. And we had to do the novistadors, whatever, the insect thingies that blend in. That's no big deal. I mean, it was fine. It was fine. It's not like they gave us too many to kill or anything like that. Not nearly as many as in the Resident Evil 4 remake that Leon had to kill. But having to kill the regenerators again, I thought was fine. Was fine. I knew what to do. I knew what was happening. I got the biosensor scope. I equipped it. All good. All good in the hood. Even the one that like spewed like spikes or whatever, no problem. So I didn't really do well in the game in terms of accuracy or any of these things. I died 4 times. Look, you know, I was damaged 55 times, you know, whatever. But the game itself, I think, was really well made. I think this DLC was really well made too. Um, I wish companies would redo their when they redo their games because nobody can think of anything original anymore. Um, they do them better with more content. So as I was going through Resident Evil remake for remake, I was also watching somebody on YouTube, John Wolf, and it was a really good perspective for me because I've never played it before. So it was nice to see because he likes Resident Evil games, so he's played a lot. He probably put a lot on the channel. It was nice to see how they changed the game to do the remake. That there was more content, there was different things that happened. It wasn't just a flat like remake. It wasn't a flat like, oh, we're gonna do 1080p now instead of, you know, whatever the resolution 480, whatever the resolution was back in the day, right? In PlayStation 3 days when the game came out, or maybe. So I thought to myself that was a really good thing. Um, yeah, so the bosses, they were fine. I mean, this is to me, the DLC was a story game. It was like, how did Ada get to where she was, in like, if you think about where Leon was in the game, and then Ada just sort of showed up right at the right time in order to do something so that Leon would be able to live. How did that happen? Oh, she's just in the right place at the right time, right? That's what I was thinking. And then they came out with this, which I didn't even know existed. And we get to play her and see what happens and how she gets to those moments in time that help Leon through the original game. So, that I thought was cool. Now, negatives, I'm not sure I have any, other than the scene at the end where um, Ashley is standing like shivering, not saying a thing in an area, and she turns to Ada, who just flies over and lands right there. Help Leon, right? Like she knows who Ada is. I mean, maybe she does know who Ada is at that point, but like, why isn't Ashley doing something? So Ada's giving her a look in the game like, I don't believe you. I don't think you are who you say you are. Right? That's the vibe I got out of that. And if that is true, and if that's an accident, that's just fine. But if it's true, they should explore that. Like, but of course, we're talking about the past games being remade, so they're not gonna like do that, right? But it seems to me that if they made a mistake with Ada looking like that and me interpreting it that way, which perfectly possible, but if it's true, I mean that could just change the next bunch of games, right? If Ashley, the delicate Princess Ashley, who can't do fuck all by herself, is playing the system, playing the game the whole time. What? Right? I mean, there needs to be certain things that happen in order to solidify that kind of plot line, but anyway, I'd give this game a 9. This DLC a 9. I give the game a 9. I give the DLC a 9. I love fighting. I love fighting against the night dudes. I love fighting against everybody in the game. I didn't think anything was at all insurmountable. I thought the game was all about trying to tell you a story while making it moderately difficult. There's a delicate balance there, right? So you play a game like um, I don't know. You play a game. You play a game where the challenge of the game outweighs the story. Okay, so that's like, if you want to tell a story and want to have a really good game, you need to have this balance, right? So like in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima had a very good balance of the combat and the story. So Ghost of Tsushima, I should actually play that, but I'm not quite sure who'd watch that. But Ghost of Tsushima, I loved that game. I played it through a few times and by myself with, not on camera. But that I would equate that particular aspect to this game. I think this game was really, really well done and balanced for that type of thing. Um, I don't know any other game that's really balanced that way. If you think of a game like God of War, okay, God of War is a really good story game. God of War 1. But there are problems in that game that make it so that personal problems that I have with the game that I can't play it. Second game, same, even more so. I mean, I finished the first game, but I'm not going to play the second game through. I played it halfway through, and I'm like, dude, no, no. That little bitch, whiny bitch, little fucker, the kid, he whines so much, I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. So I quit. I'm sorry. I gave him, when he started whining in the second game, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm going to give it till X number of episodes or plays that I do until I'm done, right? And I hit that number like immediately. And I still kept playing, and he still kept whining. So I got nothing for that game, but it's a wonderful game. It's just that part. So that game doesn't balance as well, I don't think, as this game and Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima. I think those balance better than God of War. But that's just me. This is great, guys. This is great playing this, and posting it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing it. Please subscribe, and we'll see you soon. One more down, right?